Hello, Collins. Little Cat here with the rest of the gang with more Immortal Part 1. Wendigo and Valerius each get an inspiration point. Ding ding ding! In session 24, the gang made their way through the icy tundra of Lochlia speedily, thanks to their sled dogs and a few choice rolls from the player. After a failed ambush by some bandits in Ursa Corpus outfits, they managed to take in 3 captives who had attempted to run away from the fray after they realized they are severely outgunned. Hunkering down to interrogate them after moving away from the burnt area, they managed to stay out of harm's way, but not before Morgana is attacked. She quickly dispatched the offender, who was further attacked again by the other captive, who was then put down immediately. In a panic, the rest returned to find 2 bodies, one alive, Sobesh, and a shocked third, Farid. One thing led to another, and suddenly, Wendigo has employees. Your new travel partners / Wendigo's employees are very different in behavior as your travel takes you to Rock Hollow, finally. Generally uneventful, thanks to Farid making sure you're safely traversing the tundra. He is a quiet man, always keeping an eye and ear out for danger, making sure your tracks are not seen. More importantly, he's able to silence Sobesh, who sounds like a banal and broken talk show host with nothing important to say. Once, while prattling, Farid had asked for everyone to get low and stay silent. Something Sobesh had ignored, only to have a fist-sized rock thrown at him, which he miraculously caught before following instructions. Midday is when you arrive at Rock Hollow. If your wayfinding has not led you astray. Before I set the scene, does anybody want to do anything?
Just
Okay,
at the
before
point.
we arrive, here's the most important thing. Wendigo will find a moment of privacy to use the Etienne necklace and try to contact whoever's on the other end.
Okay.
Arriving Rock Hollow. Day. Extraction works. Oh.
You get a reply from Etienne, who you recognize immediately, and it says, that's very good. Good luck. I'm afraid I cannot help you at the moment. I kind of busy. That's all you get.
Wendigo will return to the others and say, extraction plan might not be instant. Keep dogs safe.
Valerius or not. As
Yep.
for what Valerius would do before we arrive at Rock Hollow, I'm going to press the floaty so it's no longer shiny.
Okay, easy. Presty lasts for 1 hour. So you can update that Presty every hour, or you can just Presty him when you need.
I'll just constantly do it.
Okay.
Beyond that, I am good.
Okay. Anybody else?
Nothing.
Wendigo will ask Morgana for Presty to go Yeti form.
Yet form. He
It
becomes
blends
move.
better,
white.
right?
He becomes white.
Yeti for
Start
me,
looking
I just
for
turn
Wendy.
him white,
I'll
right?
find
Not turn him into Yeti.
No,
Yes.
you can't turn him into a Yeti yet.
Yeah, I know. I was like, wait, can I do that?
Wait, is even Yetis aren't beasts? They're humanoids, right?
The
They are
monstrosity.
Monstrosities, yeah. Even with that thing which turns people into sheep. Ah,
Collie.
sad times, yes. But you can turn his fur white, easy peasy.
Okay.
Is this
I
the first time Wendigo has been whitenified?
No, he has buried himself in snow and that sort of thing before. So
But
imagine
for
the
his
Ursa,
coat.
imagine the Ursa Corpus ambush, except not sucky.
Yes. But for your coat to turn completely white, like shock white.
No, the best you can do is bury in snow usually.
Okay, so what's his emotions on suddenly becoming um white, super white, so white? The only okay, if you buried yourself in the snow, the only thing people can see is your nose and your eyes.
Sounds appropriate.
You are a seal. You're a baby seal. Okay, you have 1 hour of that. If nobody else has things, I'm going to introduce you to Rock Hollow.
Good game.
Okay.
Okay.
Cresting a mountainous snowbank, looking down on a small, haggard town, all of you see this sad remain of what could have been a thriving mining town once upon a time. Carts left in disarray and slowly being reclaimed by the snow and sleet, eaten away slowly, even after some, if any, effort of maintaining them. You see them dotted around like carts. Smoke billows out of some of the houses, telling you that some life is here. But the overwhelming silence tells you that whatever life within this place is very slowly fading. You see a pristine cart in the distance at what you think may be the town square? There's a line of people clad in tattered winter wear. They seem to be receiving something from a fully armored pair. Um, who is anybody looking around?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay,
Wendigo
anybody?
will actually ask Farid instead.
Farid Farid looks
yeah.
at you and wonders why you're crouching on the ground, I'm assuming.
How did
He's
you
ready to
enter
go.
Last time.
What do you mean?
Last time you came here, how did you approach?
Oh, like this, and then he just walks.
Yep.
He starts walking, like he literally starts walking and he's moving away from you.
Followers will.
Wendigo
And
will
see if we
follow
can pull
him
him back
and
for-
say, "We are like you." if
Michael,
they ask.
Michael, you're crackling very badly.
He
Is it
It's like-
better?
No, it's
That's
not. You
there's
want to
a
replug the thing.
sound.
I won't hear any.
Okay, I didn't do anything very.
Okay. It's good.
Okay, it's good now.
Okay, Wendigo will go. If anyone asks, we are like you.
Understood. But seriously, I don't understand why all of you are just hiding behind this random snowbank, which is unusually very tall. We're just going.
Have we explained
Those
what we might. What have we explained to these people?
good question.
Farid and
They've
Sobesh?
they've just been following Wendigo at this point.
Have we told them like, look, if we come into contact with Ursa Corpus, there might be things that will be said and done?
Okay, you know what?
Or-
Let Wendigo will pull him back first for a bit of briefing then, because
Yeah.
looks like we haven't done that part.
You
So
you
Wendigo
scruff him by the neck, and then
Alright.
he just skips backwards.
briefing.
Yes.
We are here for an extraction. We don't know how much of Ursa Corpus is here.
Hearing Ursa Corpus again, they Farid looks at you. Well, with the Ursa Corpus, we know that they gave us the clothes, the outfit, but aside from the scout that ran away, nothing much. I don't. The last time we were here, I don't think they were here. And then
We
he
have
points
reason
to the
believe-
square.
We have reason to believe that they have a presence in.
Oh, then would you like to go in a more discreet route?
That would be preferred. Yes, if you are familiar with.
He does like a little prairie dog look around, like a meerkat to scout, and then he bends down again. Those of you who said you wanted to survey the people receiving something from the armored pair, roll me a
Go
perception
good
check.
eyesight, people.
Yes.
I was
Also, I want to kind of look around the area at large to see if there's maybe other people scouting or trying to keep a lookout of people that might be coming into the area,
Okay,
like us.
same.
go for it.
Wendigo would like to
I-
squint at the two people giving out food to see if there's anything familiar.
Okay.
Also, how
And he,
armored are there?
Uh,
Is there armor?
you can see that they're very armored.
Oh,
And they're not making an effort to stand out. Is to hide. Like it's not white gear. That gear is dark-ish. Like they're supposed to stand out.
I would like to look around for a high vantage point if one exists.
You are at the high ground, good sir.
Oh, is this the only high ground? Like, how high is it?
It's pretty tall snowbank. You're gonna either be going around it when you want to enter, or you're going to slide down it.
For gravity's sake, right? What does it look like in terms of? Is Rock Hollow on a lower elevation than us at the moment, or is it in the
Yes.
sense where? Oh, it is. Okay.
What Rock Hollow looks like is it's a recessed settlement next to sort of like a mountain that has been drilled into. So it's literally a hollow in the rock.
I see. Okay. I'll tap Gunlog on the shoulder and just tell her that I'm gonna maintain Overwatch up here and toss her a floaty. So Valerius is gonna activate his stealth field and just start climbing up the rock bank.
And I will
Okay.
cradle Floaty like the precious little baby that he is.
Squish. He's like a little snack. Num num num. Tell me what you made
Put it
Floaty
in
look
your
like.
hair.
I thought I explained last week, but let me get the photo again.
Yeah.
No, as in with your prestidigitation.
Oh,
Ah,
he looks more or less the same color, but to prevent him from shining like a bloody beacon, I'm gonna like basically just scuff him up a bit.
So you're mattifying him.
Yeah, basically I just like took a sandpaper and just sand him down.
Okay. So
he's like,
instead of a
ah,
shiny
bye-bye.
scarab beetle, he is now sort of like a grungy scarab beetle,
Pretty much, yeah.
and he's happily nestled in Gunlod's hair. Okay, everybody did super good rolls. Wendigo, you look at this pair, and they're not in UC garb. That's the first thing that you realize. Um, you're not sure what they're wearing, but it's definitely 100% not UC garb. And they seem to be smiling too much to
Ah,
be aggressive in this
sea
situation.
people do not smile so much.
Um,
Know this.
Morgana, you see the same
Wait,
thing?
more questions.
Uh-huh.
Okay, they are not in UC garb. Does it look like a quality, polished kind of wear, well maintained
Oh
stuff?
yes, very very well maintained. In fact, you look at them and there's a sense of decorum coming from them that is like very well trained, almost military.
That's what I suspected. Any weapons in sight?
Yes, they have their usual short swords. You think you're not able to make out anything else on them because it's a bit further away.
Okay, just assume he'll convey that to the party.
Yep. Hearing that, Morgana and Valerius, if you hear this, can you make me a history check?
Of course. DM, I also like to ascertain the range to Rock Hollow from my position as well as the elevation. Oh,
Negligible.
fuck.
It will. Okay.
Fuck.
Why? You are so focused in getting your bearings, you did not really hear the question.
Yep.
But what's ringing through your head is, okay, I need to get my bearings so that we don't murder or get murdered.
Mm.
Morgana, your history check. You flash back to your schooling days when you were learning about why there are two military camps within Locklear, and you sort of remember seeing the Apilla grounds military fatigues. And squinting at what they're wearing, and you're like, yes, this might be a new season's collection, but this is definitely Apilla military fatigues. For Gunlog, you're 17 and you're surveying the areas for anybody who is looking outwards to sort of catch people coming into town. You see about 3 people manning some kind of very haphazard, very lazy outpost at what you think would be the entrance to the town square. What you also realize is this place is so small. This place is incredibly small.
Like in general, or the habited area?
The whole area in general is so small. So what all of you get
Okay.
is the town square. If I'm going to go by north, south, east, west, the town square is northeast, and then there's a communal housing, which there's smoke billowing out of the center. That is below the town square, so it would be southwest, and then
Southeast?
southeast, northeast, sorry, and then southwest,
Oh,
and then flanking the communal housing. It's like the um, you know, Kung Fu Hustle, the Chinese circle house.
I can't say I do. Okay, wait.
maybe we could draw it out.
Yeah,
Like,
northeast is
okay,
town
okay, wait, wait.
square, and then
Yes.
southeast is communal housing.
Okay, let me just. Okay, so town square is here, and then there's a circle house here,
Ah,
and then on this side there's maybe 3 or 4 houses, and then similar to here.
okay. And this is kind of just rock hollow. So
Yeah, this is it.
even in its prime, it's like this is it.
In its prime, you think maybe 30 to 50 years ago there used to be more people.
Yeah, but the space has remained. Like there aren't more deserted buildings or something like that.
If there were, they have been demolished,
Okay.
either to reclaim the timber or it's just not worth having so many houses. But a majority of these houses, what is the ping? A majority of the houses outside are unlived. Maybe 1 or 2 have smoke. A majority of people you assume live here, and then the 2 guards are here, and then the 3 guards are like here, manning far away, like further
And where
away.
are we, right?
You are on this side. Hang on. This side. The line, behind the line. Don't follow the arrow, but
On the line. Dun, 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 dun.
Oh,
dun,
oh,
dun,
I
dun.
so
can't.
Bish has the icon now.
Yay.
Yeah, you're let's say you are
We
behind
both
that
have
line.
icon.
And this snowbank is very, very high, so you're going to have to either go around to get over here. Also, this outpost, Gunlog, is not a tall outpost. It's literally like a welcome wagon
Ah,
with 3 guys who are super not paying attention. You think?
We can
well,
take him.
could, but want to,
No.
because they're not in UC garb either. I
No,
assume.
no, none of them that you can see is in UC garb. They're either in military fatigues or they're in tattered clothing. You guys can have a look at the people surrounding the aid cart if you wish.
Wendigo would like to look for objective,
The
Okay,
guys,
like the
the
family.
family,
Yeah.
the family. Right. Make
two
me.
kids, two older.
You're quite far, so maybe make me a perception check with disadvantage. Because they're in
Might not.
gear.
people outside right now, apart from people receiving items.
Yeah. Also, they're covered up because it's cold.
Seven,
So
seven probably
figure it.
won't get anything.
You squint and you look at the area and you're like, okay, you see some small people and you assume they're either children, gnomes, dwarves, or other small type creatures, and you see taller people and you think they are not
Adults.
children
Yes,
Mm.
okay.
or gnomes or dwarves.
So I think we should talk about a plan.
DM, can I
Should
count how? Sorry, go
Mhm.
on.
yeah, you can go first.
Uh-huh.
I was just gonna ask the DM, like, while I'm keeping Overwatch, I like to count how many people there are. All the unique individuals, I should say.
You can't see the people inside the circle housing.
I mean, that's obvious.
Um,
At least from my vantage point, lah.
from your vantage point, you can see the people collecting aid or items from the cart. There's about maybe 10 of them.
So far, 10. And how many houses?
7 outside, and then the circle house, and then the town square, which is kind of sad.
Okay, so far I've seen 10 people. There's 7 houses. With the circle house and the town hall, right?
It's not a town hall. It's like literally an empty space.
Okay, town center then.
Yeah,
Gathering point.
a
Muster
gathering point. You
So
assume
they
that
know when there's
once
fight.
upon a time, this would be the place where they would set up markets. This would be the place where they would have, I don't know, maybe open mic
Concerts.
nights, dances. There would be a fountain if people were so inclined.
7 3 equals to 21. So assuming that each house has 2 parents and 1 kid, this is highly on assumption, by the way. We're
Huh?
still missing out on roughly 11 people.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I'll relay this to the party through Floaty. But anyway, yeah, that was it for me. Go on, Ben.
Um, so how should we go about proceed? Are we in agreement that our goal is to find the family and then attempt to leave with them?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So
And any information we can find at the same time would be very nice.
so the main objective is to find the family and not to acquire more, like probe for more info. Because I feel like if we don't attempt to extract the family, it might be possible for us to just enter and be like, oh yeah, we're on the way to X place.
Okay.
But we need
Probably.
Let,
supply
let me
money.
ask the more important question here. Are we willing to capitalize on the invitation to the Apila grounds?
Like go there like this time.
Okay, or rather, like, let's figure out how things happen in relation to things. Like, okay, my first thought is this situation is unlikely to have like a ticker timer attached to it unless something changes. Because
Yes.
these people have been here for so long. These
Yeah.
these two Apila ground soldiers probably either do PR work or like come and give food now and then. Speaking of which, these two armored people giving food, what are they giving food out of?
There is this big cart. You the cart has two sort of like geared up horses, like winter geared horses. 2 of them. And they're just bringing stuff out of the cart. You can make a like perception check, or you can go closer to see what they're getting.
Can I do perception check too?
Yeah, sure.
Because I'm thinking like, okay, that probably means that this is like every now and then maybe they'll send some food over rather than these guys staying here.
Yeah.
So like these two guys would probably leave at some point, and okay, so we have to figure out who the Ursa Corpus is in here if there's any. Because Apila grounds, just change things up a bit because I don't think the sorry, thinking a bit. Because Apila Grounds definitely is higher tier than the Ursa Corpus. So it's possible that once the Apila Ground people leave, the Ursa Corpus like take over in their absence, kind of thing.
Possibly.
But I think it may be useful to like watch the dynamics for a day and see what a daily life looks like.
From just here.
Can invisibility on floaty and send it in?
Then we just camp somewhere further out. Hope that we're discovered, I suppose.
Like I don't think there's a if there's a time crunch factor, I'm not aware of it just yet.
Doesn't
I
seem to
think
be a
the
time
the
crunch.
only
Yeah.
risk is if we come across another sort of random that's
Huh?
patrolling the area or like moving
You
and
cut
or
out for a
from.
second.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
you
cut off.
cut off a bit.
I think the only risk if we're doing that is if we run into like another random group that's either like traveling to slash from um Rock Hollow or like another scouting UC affiliated.
I
DM
mean,
from
we just picked a snowbank that doesn't have a traffic route, you know.
yeah, I was about to say DM from my current position, right? Is there a place that I can see that's within range that is suitable to set up for a base camp for us, preferably hidden?
I
Well,
think the DM just drew the curve of the snowbank.
yep,
Oh yeah, right. Yeah, we can just set up like somewhere behind over here that we'd be pretty
Yep.
safe, I think.
you sure can.
Yeah,
There's
that is
there's a
possible.
reason why these guys are here because this
Yeah.
is where they come in.
Yeah.
Yeah, because people don't tend to go over the snowbank.
Yep.
But
And it would be silly.
also because of what I just checked with the pendant, we cannot count on the quick extraction, so we have to assume
Yes.
the extraction is with the doggos and a lot of like
Yep.
visible stuff and all that.
Yep.
Yes.
How tall is the snowbank?
The snowbank is, I would say, about 40 to 50 feet tall,
Oh,
depending
that's
on
high.
where you're standing. Like the closer to the entrance, the lower it gets,
Mm-hmm.
and the further back where the mine is, the higher it is. So you're pretty much starting to climb the mountain hill that they're mining.
Okay, so where we are now is like 40 to 50.
Uh, the lower half, like maybe 40.
Hmm.
As you get higher, 50.
Yes. I'm thinking with our current um setup, if we're taking the family, it won't be very fast at all
Hmm.
because we're already like quote unquote over encumbered with the addition of Sobesh and Fareed. We're unlikely to be outrunning any sort of um,
Hmm. Well,
thing that's trying to
Sobesh
chase us.
and Farid don't have to follow us back to Brawl.
Yes, they can be left,
But
but
family.
can the family ride one floating disc?
I mean,
The kids might be able to like, oh, we put one
I
on
mean, I'm
each
not
cart.
thinking of them as kids anymore.
Yeah, they're like teenagers, but
Okay. So, looking at this, like, okay, the ideal scenario is we find the residence where the target extraction is, and say we are leaving with them, and they agree without a hitch, and we get on board and flee. That's like the perfect scenario. But in reality, the complication is they might be split up, or they might be sharing with other people. Uh, they might
might
not
not
be
want
as
to
willing to
leave
leave as we
without
think.
their like friends.
No, because there's this guy giving food now from the Apila grounds. That sort of erodes the will to leave, among
Yeah,
other things. And there's like three people at a. They're terrible guards, but there's still three people there.
yeah.
And
They might not just let us leave
hmm,
for
and
this.
according to according to the guy we are helping to get the family out, he says he's very certain that Ursa Corpus is keeping an eye on them, right?
Yes.
Of course, his information is also like 7 years old or something, is it?
Yeah, like I don't
Well,
think he necessarily knows exactly
No,
what is happening.
as in, I wouldn't put it past Ursa Corpus to just tell him like we are watching your family, and then just let the fear settle in for 7 years.
I thought
Yeah.
I thought that Ursa Corpus was also here with the people that they're training, like the scrubs. Like,
Yes,
yeah.
he
So
mentioned that
presumably
their
his
camp
information
is sort of
isn't.
in the area, but not
No, but that
exactly.
no, but that was 7 years ago. Things may have changed.
No, but the
I mean, he
the
has a
orc
camp
girls were kept
now. Oh,
here.
but he doesn't know exactly where the camp is.
Mm.
Right.
Like
Yeah.
they're
I'll
not given
I will remind
geographical
you
information of
that
where they
that
are.
nobody you have spoken to knows where the camp is.
Mm.
Yeah.
They
They
just
just
know
know
they
that
go
it's in
home to the camp.
Locklear and it's cold.
Yeah.
Mm.
And we're sort of assuming that, oh, it might be nearby.
Yeah, but if it was the Ursa Corpus camp, I suspect Sobesh and Farid coming here last time, they wouldn't have gotten soup so much as a conscription.
Possibly.
If it was like the real camp with everything, so like there is definitely a need for more information, but I
Yeah.
think
So I
we
think
can
the conservative thing to do would be to set up like a dome around here,
yeah.
or like a campsite. It's like
Mm.
domed in the nighttime, um, and then send like floaty to go down and like scout.
Mm.
Um, After which, if everything seems okay, we can all just like rock up, and we don't have to take the family now. We
Mm.
could just use this as like a information gathering
Okay, but
mission.
I'm hesitant to rock up before we get our info because rocking up means
Yes,
Same.
committing
because
us
that's a
in.
commitment.
And if the Apila grounds people around, they may ask questions and send messages to their fellows.
Yeah.
So
So
let's.
we could have like plan for that. Our
Mm,
cover story could be like, oh yeah, we're going to, and then show letter. Um,
mm,
if we want to do that.
yeah, like, but if we do show letter, they may offer to escort us there, which is like,
Yes,
ew.
which we might have to take them up. Be like, oh, that is great. We love that. And then we look at like Sobesh and Farid and be like, do you guys want to stay here or you guys want to come?
Let's not
But
hit that right now.
yes, ideally we don't want to do that because I don't think we rented the doggos for that long.
Mm-mm.
Uh, actually, looking at the entrance towards the city as well, do they seem to be a lot of tracks in the snow?
No.
No.
No one comes here.
Okay, so probably the cart might have come in like more than a day ago or something, gotten buried the tracks.
Mm-hmm. The cart is also sort of sitting in maybe a foot of snow, sleet.
Hmm.
They've been here for a while.
Yeah.
Interesting.
The horses are happy outside though.
Hmm.
Okay. So
Yeah.
I think that will be the plan. We
Hmm.
just hunker down and use our drone to scout the area for now.
Okay.
Um,
Uh,
yeah, and then we can make our decision.
yep. Invisibility on it. Scout it. At least the very minimal. Let's get a hit count.
Okay. Farid will sort of tell all of you. I figured out a way to go around. That we might be able to go in a northerly direction around, maybe up the hill. It will take maybe a day, and then skirt through the back, and then maybe enter in past the mine side.
Can you show on the map roughly how that works out?
A secret
He's
passage.
yeah, he's saying go this way,
Oh, okay.
and then go this way, and
Oh,
then somewhere here maybe.
All right.
Okay.
that's a lot of places for us to be exposed. Is this area like particularly hilly or something?
This entire area is
No, no,
hilly.
no, 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 no. I mean like down
Rocky
here
mining.
I mean,
because he said he
let's
wants us to go through here, ma.
there's carts and shit that you can hide behind, I guess. But
Okay.
it's really just snow and stuff and things lying about.
Like, is this place here more concealed than if we were to come from the southern end?
Well, this end is closer to these guys, so
Yeah.
Okay, so the
Actually,
pros
the
and cons.
people, actually, the three people looking out, are they humans?
they're in gear. Make Gunlaug would be able to tell you that one is short and stocky, and the other two is sort of like averagey sized.
Does their uniform match the other two people
Yes,
that are giving
they
provisions?
they all match. They're like a
Okay.
matching set.
I
Wait,
know I
wait,
failed the.
wait. As in, the three people who are casually chatting are also Apila groundsware?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I did not catch that at all.
That's a complication.
She didn't mention that. She didn't mention.
No, no, but
That
as in
was
the
just
DM didn't describe it that way, so I was expecting like, just local townspeople stuff.
Now,
okay.
you suffice it to say, the local people are in the center. They don't go anywhere.
And they're
Oh,
just like civilians, right?
Yeah, and they
In
they don't
appearance.
they're having a chat over here with these guys, and then they go back to their homes maybe,
Yeah.
or they go
Why
back in
would
here.
they walk out in the middle of
okay.
the freaking
Yeah.
snow for no reason?
Purple arrow is how much distance roughly?
200, 300 feet.
Oh,
Oh,
okay,
that's
good,
a
good.
that's a
That's beyond dark vision range.
Yeah,
yeah.
this one is like, I would say, double
Mm.
that.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Okay. Pros and cons of sneak. Pros, we don't alert them immediately.
Mm.
Con, takes an extra day plus. Cons, if we are found, we're extremely sus.
Well, I mean, we might not need to take the north route, which is extremely far away, if the southern route works as well in night.
Yeah.
But
Another pro is we might be able to sneak out the full of interest.
okay, but sorry, I think the information just changed things. So there's like actually five Apila grounds people here.
That you
Yes.
can
So that
see.
that revises my theory of it being like a monthly delivery or whatever.
Uh,
It
that
could be a
DM.
monthly delivery, and still they have some people that are just stationed.
But
DM.
hmm?
Mm-hmm.
Question, DM. Can I look at this position right? How well entrenched does it look to me? Does it look like a permanent outpost, or is it
No,
like sort
not
of a
at all.
temporary thing?
Like, it literally looks like somebody brought what's a wheelbarrow, parked it there, and then had three military dudes just standing around.
Okay, so
Oh.
it's not a permanent installation. Okay. Do we just
So
happen to manage to
it
catch
could
them at a rudder?
still be like a monthly delivery.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, then we just watch for a day and then see what happens.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And
Okay.
all of us
Set
find
up
something to
camp
do
and
in the
become
meantime.
comfortable, I suppose.
Are you moving to your location, or are you staying where the green dot is?
Val is going to fuck off like to the highest point he can find and just camp out there.
Okay.
So he's gonna take his own like days worth of rations run. He's literally gonna make like a tiny camp over here and just watch overnight.
Okay, so he's gonna be the forward or the
The forward
away
scout, yeah.
Okay, wait. Let's take our tokens. Okay, so we
Position
all start
ourselves.
at green, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm,
Okay, so let's all move our tokens to green first, so it's
okay.
clear we all start at the same place. Because
Mhm.
and then we see how far everyone wants to move. Because I'm thinking there's no point going the north sneaky route, because if we do extract them, we're not going to go north either.
Exactly. There's no point going there. It's too
Mm.
far. It leaves us too exposed as well. I suggest we just go from here if we want to go in lah.
Mm.
Yeah. I think the suggestion of this back way is like they might not even be aware of anything till we're like already inside. Whereas here, I don't know.
That's true. But we do have the benefit of invisibility spells if we need to go the short route. The short route.
Yeah, and 200, 300 feet means like nighttime activity works in our favor.
Mm.
Yeah. Unless guard shifts are different.
Well, I guess that's what we're doing scouting for, huh?
Yep.
All right. So starting at the green point, Val is gonna push up to the highest point. I'm gonna assume somewhere around here to around 50 meters of elevation and camp out for the night.
Uh huh.
How far would that be?
Yeah, good question, DM.
It
It
is quite far. It'll take you three
I
hours to get here.
3 hours? Okay.
Yeah, because
That's
it'll
I
take you a day to get here
mm.
if you go
I
around.
feel like if we're using floaty to be like the remote scout drone, it would be good if Valerius was with the party.
I mean, need to remind you all that Floaty only gets visual if he's stationary. Like transmitting visual back to us, I should say. He can always
Yeah,
see
yeah,
all the
yeah.
time.
Yeah. But I don't think that's hard because it can always just like land, be, and then be like, okay, floaty, land over there.
Hmm.
Then he makes his way there, lands, and then
Part of my
sends like a
concern is
picture.
I
that
mean, if we
because
have the luxury of invisibility, then you have an hour to work. Then Floaty can take as many parks as it wants.
mhm. I think the reason why that I rather be up here in the first place because Floaty is gonna be like up close and personal. So admittedly, his field of view is gonna be pretty small compared to Valerius, who can see like throughout the entire area. So just in
Yes.
case anything else comes out from outside this area here, he can still spot on it lah.
I would say at night that would not be the case.
I mean, at night definitely
His
lah, but
dark
at least
vision.
during the day, yeah, dark vision's way too far for that.
Hmm.
But if you guys
So
want me close to the party, that's also fine lah.
for me for Bosk personally, I don't think there is much for me to do during the scouting part.
You can alchemy stuff that we
Yeah,
Yeah,
have
pretty
to.
other than
much.
just chilling and doing things.
I think you can alchemy stuff that will help the extraction plan.
Mm.
Yes, assuming that is we're going. Can make like the smoke bombs. That would be
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be great. Yeah.
okay. Look,
Mm,
DM, I have a question. From
Hmm.
like, if Valerius parks here, right? How treacherous is the drop down?
If Larius parks here, that would be kind of you're gonna be making a few dexterity checks or athletics or acrobatics. Like it's
Okay,
not gonna
cool.
be pretty.
It's not gonna be pretty. Okay, best bet. I just probably just jump down with levitation or some shit like that.
But you could do that.
Uh,
Featherfall.
I do not have Featherfall actually. It's not in my spell list.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, it's doable. It's not impossible. It's just that if you fail, it's very painful.
Yeah, I can see that. Uh, da. So we're camping out over at green, right, guys?
we can move green if there's a better spot. Thing.
Oh, the house is like that.
okay.
Okay.
What? Okay. So Morgana, if Morgana's doing the hut, then she has to be stationary with the hut pretty much
Yep.
wherever
Yes.
we're
But
placing it.
what we can do is we can set up the camp and then just set up the hut for the night.
Actually,
The
can
hut
we
doesn't need to be big.
discussion? So, what can everyone do in your downtime? Maybe this helps us plan.
Well, Valerius can always do the reverse engineering of the anti magic field ball thingy. Beyond that, he doesn't have much to do at the
No, I
moment.
mean towards this mission
I think you'll be
purpose.
scouting
Yeah, for
Valerius.
me, just scouting then.
Okay. Gunla, what can you do in the meantime while waiting and all this?
I'm not sure actually. We're not really in my terrain.
I mean, check your options. This is a good time to do that.
Yeah, yeah, of course.
What would Gunlog?
Uh, well,
Same thing to Morgana.
honestly, unsure. Like she's a bit of a planner, but we're kind of also doing that now. I'm not really sure what to plan.
Yeah,
Chilling and
this is the
making,
time to think.
Yeah,
chilling and making
absolutely.
like the camp
Also, we haven't
more
gotten
secure.
rest.
Huh? What? We obviously had rest. What?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we
Yeah, we've
definitely
had
Yeah,
rest.
Oh.
this is a fresh new afternoon.
Ah,
Yeah.
okay, okay. So I was like, how do I make more huts? I don't have slot.
Oh, huts
Oh.
are
Your
ritual,
hut
so
can
you
be
can sit
ritual.
down
Yeah.
in
Does
like
not
10
consume
minutes.
slot.
Woo woo.
All right, it's a brand new day. Fuck, what infusion should I bring? Hold on, let me check my list.
Oh.
I'm honestly not 100% sure what to do at this stage.
You have good perception, so you
Yeah, I'm
could be
obviously happy to
eyes.
be lookout.
I can't
Um,
look out.
Anybody with a passive perception of 15 and above, make a perception check. Just a general one.
Okay. Oh, what the
15 and
flying
above?
fuck is
15.
this? What is this shit?
Valerius,
Fine.
you hear the bickering in the background where Farid is yelling at Sobesh. Like not
It is
literally
very
yelling, but
annoying.
he do a scold. He's like, Sobesh did something dumb, and then Farid is like, why don't you just die? That kind of thing.
Oh my god, okay.
Good luck. You see movement, like some of the guards that were at the entrance, I'm gonna say, at the hello point, just casually walks by to the guards at the town square. They have a chat. That guy hasn't moved away from the town square. Now they're all having a chat with the villagers and they're laughing. Something is happening there.
Seem like anyone is here against their will. Not really.
No. That is, I mean, technically, they're all here against their will, you think.
Being
Yes,
paid
their
to
better
be here.
judgment probably, but
I mean, laughter was not something I expected.
no.
Yeah,
They're
definitely.
Like
probably like this is
joking
their
and
job.
laughing.
It's like, oh, go deliver this to Rock Hollow with your friends or like team. They're like, oh, okay, sure. Not
Like,
it's not a vacation, but it's not the worst assignment we could have possibly been given, I suppose.
actually, here's a thought. Are there any tracks going to the mine?
That's a good question, yeah.
Not
Here.
currently, and not from where you're able to see.
Cause what if the Ursa Corpus camp is in the mine instead?
Ah,
That's a thought.
I
that's a
would
very
And then when the
yeah.
Apila grounds happy people come, they get shunted into the attic or basement somewhere where they don't get seen for bad PR and
Nah, if it were in the mine, that would have been brought up. Like the girls would have been like, yeah, we're in this weird mountainy, tunnely
I
place.
mean, it can't hurt to check if we had the time to do so.
I mean, you have an entire day and the night and the morning,
Yes,
if you
we
so
we
wish.
can like go and explore the mine.
because this just that like what I'm seeing on the town scene right now doesn't really match the picture that the guy whose arm was armless guy mentioned doesn't seem to match that picture.
I
I
mean, I
feel
will
like he
admit, yeah.
doesn't know anything.
No, as in he knows what he knew 7 years ago.
Uh, I think he knows what he's been told.
Hmm.
Was he even here 7 years ago?
He was, wasn't he?
He- that's what he told us, and I mean a lot can happen in 7 years. But yeah, okay. So back to the downtime thing, I guess.
Mm. Wendy, do you need your cloak of Elvenkind for this thing?
Is there someone that can use it better than Wendigo?
Good question, guys. Does anyone need a cloak of Elvenkind?
Because this is a 50-foot drop, right? But if you have a climb speed, it's not a problem, is it, DM?
Yeah, it's not a problem. Like, you have
Okay.
claws, you can climb ceilings.
Like Wendigo has a climb speed, but a boss has slippers of climb speed.
Mm.
Does
my
climb
boss
speed
is
work
not very
on the snowbank?
Sorry?
Does spider climb work on the snowbank?
I'm gonna say yes.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
I
Okay.
I mean,
imagine just like falling
it's
through the
spider
snow and
climb.
being like, "Oh, this isn't helpful."
I'm gonna say that um as written, it's supposed to stick to surfaces, so you're gonna stick to surfaces.
Hmm. Okay,
Mm.
we
I mean,
take it.
yeah, I guess Wendigo has the option of using the stealth cloak. If something is juicy, then going down 50 feet is quite easy for him to go.
Mm.
Or if Floaty needs like a frantic retrieval, he can do that. So yeah, the cloak would be good.
All right.
Another
So.
horse mishap. There are
Oh
two
no.
horses here,
There are at
Floaty
least two
PTSD
horses
now.
here.
and this
Okay.
time they're kitted out in snow gear.
Does anyone here does not have dark vision?
I do not
Besides,
have dark.
do you
Farid
Well,
and Sobash
Yeah,
probably.
they do
all
not
things
see in the
considered, I
dark.
don't think all things considered, I don't think the two guys are gonna be part of, the main thing here. But boss,
I
What
do you
you
think
mean
you
they
would
won't
need
be? If worst comes to
no
worst,
no
you
no
just
no.
throw Sobash in the opposite direction and let him make noise.
Literally, if you said that
That's
out
fair.
loud, Sobesh is gonna turn to you or turn to
Out
where
of
Floaty
character.
is.
It's out of character,
Yeah.
don't worry.
Like if you had said that out loud, he'll turn to Floaty and make that face like, "What do you mean I'm not part of this?"
But I was gonna ask, like, does boss need dark vision in this sense? Because like, if we're going for
I
a night raid, if big if, because
I
I do
don't.
have an additional infusion slot open.
It wouldn't hurt. Like if there's nothing more useful, then sure.
Because I was debating whether I should get either goggles of night or not goggles of night or rope climbing. Because if Valerius is gonna perch up here, right, he needs a way to get down safely without kabliming himself into the face of the rock.
Wendigo has hammer and iron spikes and rope, but that's not going to be
That take
very subtle.
Uh-uh.
Yeah, that is not subtle and it takes time. So rope of climbing, I can just like have it levitate and just hold on to it as it descends me down 10 feet per turn.
Yeah.
So if you're okay with not being able to see, I can toss you a flashlight live.
No
I have
flashlights.
I have
No
Okay.
a bunch of
flashlights.
Doesn't
flashlights.
the
Let
flashlight
me
is
just say that from your time traveling, the light of anything that is illuminated has been very revealing.
okay? Cool. Never mind then. Uh yeah. In that case, I'll go with rope of climbing. So DM my infusions for the day will obviously be floaty, rope of climbing, and then the cloak of F1 climb for when they go
Mm,
there.
Okay.
Okay. I have nothing else to do besides to scout then, so I think the rest is up to you guys.
yep. I'm just gonna be chilling in camp, making some smoke grenades. Um, the D&D Beyond doesn't indicate how much they cost.
Hang on, let me check. I think they were quite okay-ish, the price. Let me just really quickly.
They're like little fog clouds,
Yeah.
basically. Black fog
Smoke
clouds.
granite. Where here we go. Smoke? Is smoke powder? No, nobody wants smoke powder.
I pasted it in Discord. Grenade smoke.
Okay, you have alchemical supplies, right?
Yeah.
And you have made smoke grenades. Make me a quickie. What would
Check.
you use to make a smoke grenade? What do you
Like what
suggest?
materials?
What ability of yours?
Um,
Did do you want to use? I wouldn't say sleight of hand,
yeah. No, not really. Unless I'm trying to do it without people noticing. Um,
or how fast
it's
you are.
just I'm just following the recipe that I spent some time developing. We were back in minor.
Okay. Yeah. I would say that you can deduct about 2 gold pieces per, and I would ask you to make a roll, like a dexterity roll to see how fast you make it, and an intelligence roll to see whether you make it successfully.
So Dex, alchemical supplies, and then the int was it?
Yeah.
Int alchemical supplies.
Okay, with the 14, you make you spend about 2 hours making one,
Okay.
and it's potent. So you can choose to continue spending another 2 hours to make another one.
Yeah, I would. You said two each, was it?
Yeah, 2 hours per.
No. In
It's
terms of the gold
yeah,
value.
two GP per
Oh,
of your
that's okay.
supplies.
Okay, I would make up to 5.
Okay. They do have to sit for a few hours to sort of steep in
Yeah,
their
yeah. They won't
smokiness.
be. I won't be using them tonight.
Yeah. So I would say by next dawn you would be able to use them.
Okay. All right. So that's what y'all see me doing. Unfurl my thing and perform chemistry.
Mm-hmm.
I want to take all of my Legos and put them into smaller bags with like 10 in each bag.
Okay. You can
Little
stack
pouches.
them too. You
No, no,
can
no.
build
I want to
tiny
scatter them,
walls.
obviously, to make them ultimate.
You
Next time,
chuck
I'm
them
like,
out as a trap. It's just
how
one
could I
big
make
block of them.
this? Yeah, I want to think about how to make them even more, awful in the future. I'm gonna make them D4 shaped in the future. I'm gonna buy some.
You can definitely ask Imogen if you can like pre-order some D4s.
Get the metal D4s
Yeah,
extra strength.
and then when you scatter them, whichever number is face up is how much damage they'll get.
Ooh.
So literally when you roll, every time they walk, you roll.
Oh yeah.
Okay, Valerius, for
Wendigo will accompany Valerius first,
okay. It
and
takes
then
you
later see if
three
he can,
hours.
and maybe he'll just spend an hour with Valerius to see how it goes, and then maybe after that he will check out the mines.
I remember Farid, like a good scout,
Mm.
may want to
He'll
bring
bring Farid along because Farid's under his employ.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Sobesh is also under. I don't necessarily bring him.
uh, does Sobesh obey when Wendigo asks for silence?
After a while, like it's he has a case of I'm not paying attention until I am paying attention.
God.
Like if you tell him to shut up, he will until he forgets the order,
Yeah, if
and he
he's like
sees something
a
that distracts him, and be like,
he's like
"Oh,
a
dude, what's
golden
that?"
retriever. He's like, oh, silence, squirrel. Ah!
Yeah, it's definitely fine for you to leave him here with us. It'll be okay.
Well, I don't want him to bother boss, so you know what? Here, Wendigo will tell Sobesh to listen to the orders of the others if he's in his absence, or he can take care of the dogs.
Oh, that would be his perfect
Yeah.
Oh my
thing
god, yes.
for him to do.
He will excitedly agree to take care of the dogs. And what you see is
Perfect.
he'll jump into the puppy pile, and then he will also be rolling with the puppy pile.
Mm. Okay, perfect.
Okay, for the three of you that go sort of up the hill to have a better vantage view, uh, you take about 3 hours to get there. Are you walking in silence? Valerius, what are you doing with Floaty?
Floaty is once Floaty. I'm gonna leave Floaty at green. Like,
Mm-hmm.
is this within 1 mile? Is this within communication range?
That's a good question. How far is 1 mile?
1 mile is like 5,280 feet or something.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Definitely within range.
yeah. I would say the
Okay.
whole town would be in range if you feel like it.
Great, awesome. I'm gonna keep Floaty over at green because it's more better than him like flying up here, then down, then straight over. So I'll keep him over with boss or something, and when the time comes to deploy Floaty, I just imagine boss is gonna chuck him over to the town.
Throw the
Just
cockroach.
yeet him over.
Somebody freaks out because a cockroach is now flying towards them.
Okay, as to whether or not we are stealth, I mean, is stealthing half speed or whatever?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, then he's not going to bother because we can't spend 6 hours on this. But he will try to be on the. He will break line of sight from the village.
If that's the
Okay.
case, then why don't we like from the green point we travel down slightly a bit and go over this way?
Yeah, but as in he'll have to break line of sight with the village. So because we're
Mhm.
not stealthing.
Okay.
Valerius will just like never mind, I'll follow also. Okay, we break line of sight then.
Okay. Can you move Floaty to his position?
Sure. 1 second. Floaty, I'm staying with Doc Boss until Doc Boss yeets him over. I'll tell Doc Boss about this as well. So just like when the time is right, just throw the bug.
When is the time right?
When is the time right, guys?
How many hours? Just send him now? Is the time right now?
Every so
ask.
often, boss is like, "Is it now?
It's a now.
I finished a
Uh,
smoke
No,
bomb. Is it
I
now?"
ask it. I ask if it's now, like immediately when you send it to him. Like, how do I know it's not now? Do you
Good
want me to send
question.
him now?
Guys, when do we throw Floaty into the town?
You have full control about Floaty, don't you?
I do,
So you decide, don't you?
pretty
Yeah.
much, yeah.
And you
Can be
can
like, okay,
notify people
Morgana.
through Floaty when you're ready to move out.
Yeah, that's fair, yeah.
Okay, but I suppose we will get into the vantage point first.
Mm.
Take a look and see if anything has changed.
Then
And
we
I'm
can
thinking
decide.
nighttime is the best time to send Floaty out.
I will need to point out that wait, hold on. Floaty has dark vision, doesn't he? Let me just double check that real quick before
I
I
think
bug myself. He
yes.
does, he does, he does, he
Yes.
does.
Oh,
Okay.
that would be disastrous if he didn't.
Oh my god. All you hear is like,
I can't see. Okay, we go to the vantage point.
Okay, from the vantage point, what's the drop? Is it like 50, 60 feet or something?
it is a very sheer drop. Up to your guess is as good as any, but it looks maybe 70. Like you're getting
70.
pretty high up.
Wendigo is not
Okay.
bothered by this.
That's completely fine with me as well. 70 feet from this position. Okay, cool.
It's not
We
like
can
a dead shot down. It's like a very, very steep incline of
it's a
jagged
very
edges.
so basically tumble down, cut yourself on like 5 different boulders and then smash down to the ground, basically.
Pretty much. It's
Cool.
like a cartoon where you break limbs and you
Right.
tumble and you go ow every hit down.
Is there anything any rocks?
Okay, actually, has Gonlock and Morgana figured what they're gonna do because we are moving for 3 hours?
Mm.
Literally just like little bits of bobs of prep, like keeping watch, watching the town more,
You're
divvying up
basically
my
making sure camp is
Legos.
good.
Yeah.
For Gunlog,
Staying put.
while Bosk is doing her thing, eventually Sobesh does come back into the tiny hut and goes, what are we doing again?
Morgana, recast Tiny Hut and exclude him from it.
It's like, no.
Oh my god, so bad.
Dooley, it's
It's
okay.
like,
We
ding.
can talk to him.
Because the last time I was here, I just walked in and, the people there were really nice.
Well, that's good
It's
and nice.
You can talk to him. I'm performing chemistry. Unless he walks up and bothers me.
No,
I'll speak
he's
to him.
not bothering you yet. He just came out from the snow from playing the doggos, and he's just make me an insight check. Anybody who cares.
Morgan
Sure, why
Windlager seeing
not?
I
this.
do care.
Down.
Insight.
19.
Insight.
Okay. He looks like that kid at the back seat of the car going, "Are we there yet?" And
Okay.
he's about to ask it again.
Oh,
And he goes, I really don't understand. I mean, there's guards, but they're pretty chill as long as, we're not going down there in the middle of the night trying to rob them."
is that something you've tried to do in the past?
He nods. I mean, not me personally, but
And how did that go for
uh,
whoever was doing it?
not great. Some people died, and then we ran.
So, uh, how good are the guards?
He points to the guards way in the distance, and he's like, "I don't know. Could be different guards."
Okay.
But here's the thing: after we robbed them, they didn't have a look at us. I guess changed their clothes. A couple of days later, we came back and got some soup. Wasn't a big deal.
Mm.
Though when we got it, there was really nothing to steal.
Yeah, no shit. Look, just do what you're told. That's all you need to do.
Ah, there's only so much puppy pile.
Out of character, we have explained to him that like the reason why we're not just walking.
Yeah, yeah. You've had a discussion, like an entire discussion. Whether he was listening is up for debate.
Ah, okay. Okay, so
He,
homie is just impatient.
yes, probably. Eventually, he goes to bother Morgana, ask her, "What's that thing where you zapped me? Um, that hurts."
Morgana looks up, smiles a little bit. Yeah. Didn't know what's gonna happen, so I had to do that.
That's fair. What happened? Like exactly like a play-by-play replay, because I don't really remember waking up, all dusty and shit.
Um, Morgana turns around. Good luck there, right?
Yeah.
Like, is she listening in?
Listening.
5?
Yeah, I'm listening.
Okay, so I give you a look like, do I tell them or no?
We have
Rug.
told him, so you could
Yeah,
tell
yeah,
him
he
again.
knows.
He knows all the details. Okay, then Morgana proceeds to
Yes.
give him like a pretty much play by play, including the stabbing of the other guy in the throat with a beef jerky.
Oh.
Mhm.
Do you just zap him for like actual effect? That'd be hilarious if you did.
He nods and he's like, "You mean I took a piece of jerky?" And then he takes his own piece of jerky and then he puts it in his mouth and he starts poking around and he's like, and then he keeps it. "Yeah, I guess that hurts. I'm really smart."
Hmm.
Morgana lets out a uncontrollable giggle. I guess that's one way you can describe it.
"Well, I'll be outside." And then he drags his feet out and then plays with the doggos again. Okay, what are the three fellows doing?
From our vantage point, right, besides endless amounts of snow, right, is there anything else here? Rocks, maybe?
I mean, if you look up to the
Snow and
sky,
rocks.
No, I mean like
there's
directly on our position.
clouds. Yeah, there's no rocks. Maybe a bunny if you're lucky.
All right, so since Valerius is gonna stay here for the entire night, he's gonna set up his camp like somewhat behind there, breaking line of sight from the village.
Okay. Wendigo will move on with Farid.
Okay.
Is there anything interesting from this high vantage point? Is there anything interesting that we might have missed from the original position?
You can see, although it's very, very far and very, very tiny, people inside the Haka house. I'm just call it I'm just gonna call it the Haka house. Um it's just like really small dots of people moving. There's a fire there. Looks very communal.
Anything outside the mine or tracks or such sorts of things?
It's still too far to say.
How far is it to the mine from here?
You think it will get you another 3 hours to get on top, and then maybe 20 seconds to fall down. But if you want to go around, it's gonna take like a decent amount of time. Maybe about 5 hours past.
So it's three. What's the time now?
And let's say it's 4 p.m. Twilight is coming.
Twilight.
The very, very long twilight is coming.
Okay, 4 p.m. So if we are going to long rest, what time do we start normally?
8. Because by 8 you can't see anything.
Hmm. Okay, in that case, he will spend another 2 hours going closer to the mine and see if he can make out any activity in front of it or signs of activity with Farid.
Okay, make me a perception check with advantage since Farid is helping.
Okay.
Wait. Oh, okay.
16. There doesn't look to be any footsteps at the mouth of the mines. There are upturned carts, what would have been tracks for the carts to sit on and be pushed. Um, the mine entrance seems to be collecting a lot of sleet. Some of them you think may have solidified into an icy mass, covering about half of the mine's entrance. You could pickaxe through it if you wish. But at this point, you think nobody's really in there.
Yep, that's the main confirmation he wanted. Then 2 more hours, he will. Any changes from what he can see to the town after the 2 hours?
As twilight starts to sort of come in, you see the dots outside start moving into the communal home.
Mm.
You also see people going back to their houses where there was smoke billowing out the chimneys. That's where people would go in. The rest of the houses remained empty. So that's about it. The guards remain outside. They seem to have their own thing going on as far as you can see. Like at this distance, it's minuscule.
Okay, but that's still good. So the two that were giving out food in the town center are still there?
Yeah.
And the three that were standing guard go back to their guard place and do their normal guard thing.
Yeah, as much as you can tell.
Okay, and how many of the billowing smoke chimneys were there?
There's 3 smoke chimneys in the outside house and one huge billowing mass from the communal house.
Okay, I think the three outside are interesting because they refuse to join the others for some reason. Anyway, the remaining 2 hours he will move back to Valeria's place.
Okay. Are you taking a long rest now? Or are you doing things at night?
I mean, that depends on what the others do now.
Mm-hmm. Rams?
I'm just gonna be making stuff until Valerius comes back with the findings.
Sobesh has come in every half an hour to inform the girls that he is bored. Like, this happens every half an hour. You don't know how this guy can tell the time, but he just does.
I will give him a task to. I'll give him one of my not divided uh blocks of caltrops and just tell him to count them.
You observe this guy sit inside the tiny hut. He starts counting, and then he just loses interest, and he starts talking about the most random thing. You find out from his prattling
Can't talk to him.
that he kind of likes ice cream and he misses eating ice cream because it's so cold out here.
Ice
Specifically
cream's pretty good.
strawberry.
Cool.
Um,
Mhm.
like, and then he tells you a story about how he said he missed ice cream and then somebody shoved him in the snow and laughed. And then he was like, it's not the same.
Oh, really?
And then he goes on to say he used to have a pet chipmunk and then it died. Like, just like random information about his life.
Can talk to him about his future prospects, Morgana. Oh, not Morgana, Gunva. Do you want this
Um,
guy to be in the slums?
professional chit chatter.
Oh, when you said future prospects, I was like, do you want this guy to reproduce?
Oh, I'll probably tell him a little bit. I do think there are places like he's a good fighter. He can do mindless tasks for short times.
it was very short. It was like 2 minutes, and then he lost interest.
You
Oh
you
God.
need something that would engage his brain a bit more than simply
What do
count
you usually
things.
do when you're bored? Sorbet.
Um, when I was working with the other guys, they would tell me to take care of the dogs, which you guys are kind of doing right now. Not terrible. This dogs are really cute.
Mhm.
And then sometimes I would go out to get wood. You guys make me. Actually, you don't need
Does he
to.
just
He
get
says
lost when he goes to get?
he he doesn't get lost. But you also know that as far as you've traveled, you've seen barely any plants.
Mm.
Huh?
How
So
exactly do you gather wood? When they go to tell you to gather wood, do you come back like 7 hours later, but you know a few sticks? Is that?
how'd you know?
Ah,
Have you been following me?
for,
Wait, we've
for a
been
long time.
following you. Wait.
That's what it made you think.
And then he does the mind blown with like
You were following us the whole time, but
you
just
were following
backwards.
me, but we were following you and you were following me. Were we really following you?
No,
Crisis.
never.
Man's shook.
Do you know my mom?
Yeah, absolutely. Old friend of mine.
Holy shit, I don't know my mom.
Yeah, figured. Did she leave before you were born?
I don't know. I don't
Is
really
this
remember.
Old is sorbet.
Huh?
How old does he look? Like
Um,
roughly.
make me like a general wisdom check.
judging by the profile? I'd say about 12.
Give the benefit of the doubt and say 16.
21. Um, you being about the same age, like same aging group as humans, and you know he's human. You think he's probably like early 20s?
Hmm. So he's older than Gunlau, probably.
Like he looks like he's in his early 20s.
Hmm.
It could be from the snow and the UV light. You know how UV light ages your skin?
Hmm.
Does not wear the balaclava.
He does not. He does not wear the SPF. He forget the SPF, the sunscreen. Um, but his behavior doesn't tell you that. Like the way he behaves,
Seems
it's surprising that
very
he
young.
has stayed alive this long.
I mean, I'm from the slums. I've just seen people that are dumb as bricks, but still has a knack for surviving and getting out of. They've got a good sense of when to get off the sinking ship, kind of survival skills rather than any brains.
You can get that from his general behavior. How willing
Mm.
he was to declare that you are friends, how easy it is for him to share bits of his life, seemingly innocuously.
And as far as I can tell, are there unknown depths, or is it just as dumb as he seems? Like he seems so dumb. I'm worried I'm being had.
Make me an insight check.
Okay,
13.
he's probably very wise and
So
mysterious.
wisdom, so much wisdomness. Um, he's very earnest in what he tells you. He hasn't seemed as if he's deliberately trying to deceive everyone. For all
Mm-mm.
you know, every time he's come in to declare that he's bored, he has been actually bored. Or when he loses his attention, something happened to this guy that made
Yeah,
him like this.
clearly. I mean, it does. To me, it strikes me as like a bit of a rough upbringing that's led to some very interesting personality traits and takes.
Maybe, but that's as far as you know.
Yeah. Was he
If
from Roar? Did he say that initially?
he did not mention where he was, if Wendigo did ask, and the answer that Wendigo got was like a shrug and then a stare into space.
Okay.
What you can tell, though, from your interactions, is that there is seething disdain coming from Farid every time he looks at Savesh.
Mm.
Like it's seriously, why do you exist, kind of thing. And it's not a brotherly thing where I will murder the person who kicks you in the face. It's like I will just murder you if I had the chance.
Yeah.
Why are you still?
And do I have any idea why he feels that way? Does he just seem generally annoyed at having this person around at all times, 24/7? Or is it more than that?
I mean, this guy makes noise at bad times.
Yeah, but
He
beyond that.
randomly stabs people.
Yep.
He's
Um,
startled.
you don't have to make an inside check for this to know that if this guy was in the slums, he would be tolerated. But out in the tundra where you're
Mm.
fighting to live, very bad.
It seems to still have been around the previous group he was with.
You have no idea how.
No.
Farid may know how, but he is not inclined to tell any stories as far as if any of you have brought it.
Like, so why did you guys keep him around for so? For it's just like
It wasn't Farid's call to
Bruh.
make.
I
If
don't, man.
if anybody had asked, he would have replied with, "Why did you go get him?"
Because we
'Cause we
didn't
didn't
know
want
how
we
annoying
didn't
he
want him
was.
to go warn Ursa Corpus that we were coming. We didn't know who you guys were.
Yes, but
We didn't know he was stupid.
that's what you get from the interaction with Sobesh. Farid, on the other hand, with the Wendigo and Valerius group, just cements the fact that this guy is a two-word man. If he can answer within 2 words or less, or a grunt, he will.
Okay.
Wendigo does not currently see the need for conversation. He just goes regarding the minor. Nothing there.
Farid nods. What are we waiting for?
Hold up. These guys are back with us already, right? Like both Wendigo and Furry are now with me, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It took
Okay.
them a while, but they left and then came back. It is now, I would say, about time to have a sleep. Essentially, it's
Okay.
dark. It's you can see the sun fully descend past the horizon, and as it descends, the light from the central house, the Haka house, starts getting brighter and brighter. Not because the flames are getting brighter, but because of the change in general darkness.
Contrast.
Once darkness has fully submerged, I'm gonna tell Floaty that it's now time for Operation Yeetus Deletus to infiltrate the place. So Floaty's at Floaty, some point is just gonna start screaming "okay" like very loud as he can, just fly out of the place.
I
Do you
think
not
Floaty's
want
smart enough.
invisibility and stuff?
I mean, yeah, he's gonna fly out and find Morgana first, assuming they're not in the same room.
Oh no, they're in the same room.
Oh, they're in the same room.
Yeah,
Okay, yes,
Morgana
then
cannot leave the tiny
There's
hut.
only one room.
I forgot that for a
Exactly.
second. Forgot that we were not setting up like actual tents, but yes, okay. He's gonna shout that it is now
We
time.
probably also have act tents.
Yeah, it is now time. I need invisibility. I'm going in.
Miss Morgana, Miss Morgana. And then Morgana, you feel like a bunt, like a cold floaty just throws itself onto your shoulder.
Yes.
Apparently I'm supposed to get yeeted, but I don't think that's very safe. Um Also I'm supposed to go invisible.
Okay. Fix, fix, fix it up and cast invisibility. Um,
The moment
then
is
immediately
upon us.
becomes invisible, right?
Yes.
Is there anything else you need? Will you? Is this all?
Candace
Sir?
is like, he's been spending all this time knitting
Oh, what?
this tiny
Yes?
hat.
Is there anything
I'm gonna look over at Wendigo and just say, infiltrations a go? Like asking him.
If there's opportunity, let
I'll
me
give
know to go.
I'll give a nod. No, turn back towards the side towards the village and just tap my headset again. Nope, that'll be all. If you're invisible and you can't be seen, then off you go then. Be safe out there.
Okay. As soon as Morgana and everybody in the tiny hut hears okay, Morgana, you quickly feel floaty a light from your hand and a low humming noise buzz out. And as it leaves, it goes, "Please don't tell me!" And then it just zooms.
Please don't what me?
Throw.
Don't throw me.
It's like Gimli's toss me seed.
Do not.
Reverse.
Do not
Not toss me.
toss. He fly
Okay.
himself. Um. Uh. A few minutes pass by, and when I say a few minutes, I mean like 10-ish. As Floaty doesn't say anything. And eventually, Valerius, you hear, I'm on a roof. What do you
Okay.
need me to do?
Which roof are you at? Like, is he like? Oh God.
Describe roof.
You
Describe.
can't
Just put
tell.
him.
You can't tell. It's dark.
He has
And
night
he's
vision. So
invisible. Yeah, he has night vision, but you don't.
no. I'm asking him like in relation to like all the houses, right? Are you closer to the big circular one, or you know?
Yes.
I imagine Valerius has this exact drawing built out on his like
On his tablet, yeah.
yeah.
At this point, he's probably like, okay, hold on for a second.
So he's like,
I'm
can
gonna
you
look over when they
this
go and wave him forward and pull out my tablet for visual. Floaty, switch to visual, please.
Um, silence for a while, and then like a green tinted visual comes up as it pans. You see the wall of the circle hut, and then you
Wait,
see it pan.
how close is he?
The circle hut is pretty far away. You think
Oh,
about
okay.
30 feet, 40 feet.
I was about to say if he's like legit like up against the wall, it's like
Oh, no. He's on a roof.
okay, he's on the roof, but it's not on the actual of the circle house. Okay, can he
Because you
see
didn't
anyone moving about at the
specify.
moment?
There is nobody outside except
There
for
is nobody
the
outside.
soldiers who are making camp. Like they're
But they
they're
make
chilling. There's a fire in front of them. They're bedding down for the night.
mana camp.
In the center, where they were
Oh, there.
with the
Okay, okay,
horses.
cool.
You also see like pile of horse shit that they're using to feed the fire.
That's gonna be some terrible smelling fire. But anyway, I'll have Floaty cut the visual feed from now and just tell him to like swap houses every couple hours so he can have like direct sight of the entire village. And if anything fishy happens, as if like a
We need a head count more than
yeah,
anything.
we need a head count more than anything. So if he sees anyone, just mark it down. Let me know who's what they're doing, so Valerius can keep track. Afterwards, once comes daytime and the normal people are out, then comes the second phase of more head counting.
Okay. Can I strongly suggest?
Yeah,
Uh, we should take this opportunity when people are sleeping to try to find and locate the target.
that's a good idea, but yeah, that's true. Are there okay
We're
from
not here
this?
to do a census of what everyone's doing. We need to find the target.
Yeah, that's fair. Okay, in that case, DM, from Floaty's vantage point, right? Are there any open windows? Presumably no, because they'd probably want to trap the heat inside, right?
It's
There are
snow,
chimneys, right?
so no.
Yeah, I
There
know.
are chimneys.
There are
But
chimneys, right?
I well, you don't know what the inside of the house looks like. So,
Okay. Are the chimneys lit?
um, mind you, they're not big chimneys. They're like little, small, like 2-inch pipe sized.
I'm fairly certain a small insect should be able to fit through, right? So that should be
Yes.
fine then.
The
All right.
question is less the smoke and more the fire.
Floaty has a grand total of 15 hit points.
Okay. First step, go
Yep.
into the Hakka house and find out who is in there and if anyone meets our description.
Yep. Okay.
Because there's only that and 3 chimney houses.
True. Fly to Hakka House.
Okay, you ask Flirty to fly into the Hakka house. Uh, he alights on top of the roof to get a vantage point in. What you
Mhm.
see is an old lady slowly coming from well, she's not really outside, she's like slowly closing the door.
Can I zoom in behind her so he gets inside with the old lady as she's closing the door?
Wait. No, this is the door to, sorry, my bad. She's closing the main doors from the town center.
You lost me for a second. What?
Okay, so you know how it's a donut, right? Donut
Yes,
has
I'm
main door.
okay. So
Is
can
this the
float.
only set of doors?
Yeah,
Yeah,
this is the only set of doors.
I think we take the chance and go in, right?
Yeah.
Mike. Okay,
Otherwise,
go
there's
in
no
then.
info.
Just FYI, the top here is open, so you don't have to sneak in.
I mean, but there's no guarantee that the donut in this donut circle in the center has any
No.
way into the actual
She's
structure, right?
closing the doors here.
Oh.
Oh,
And
okay. All right.
it's literally like the Haka house where there are so many doors inside that is potentially your home.
Okay, then in that case, just go in through the center law. Rush in through the side for what?
I don't know, you
Okay.
say one?
I mean, the way you explain it makes that seem like it's like the only entrance in, and like the way inside the center here, there's no way for us to get in.
Well, it's the only entrance for people on foot.
Okay, fair enough.
You also see as she closes the door, she waves at the two guards outside. You can't hear what she says.
Actually, casually speaking, right? When Floaty, no, never mind. Forget it. All right, fly into the center of the donut. Let's see what we have to deal with.
There are 3 floors, and every floor has doors next to doors next to doors. It's just a single leaf door.
A single what?
Leaf door. It's one door side, like one door instead of a double door.
Oh, okay, got it. Is there any way to tell which rooms are occupied besides going into the actual rooms themselves? Is there like a signboard next to the doors that says occupied by who or whatnot, if that the thing exists?
Not from what Floaty sees. There's no there's no way to know who is inside because all
Okay.
the doors are closed.
Better question. Since this is a very snowy area, presumably people walk in with snow trailing behind them left out from the boot prints. Is it possible to ascertain which, if any, trails lean towards the
Okay,
doors to figure out?
here's a simpler thing. Is it possible for Floaty to just go into the room?
Yep, there's a like
Y- Yeah,
should
then
be able to squeeze
instead of
under.
checking for tracks and all that, just go into each room and look.
It's gonna take a really
Okay.
long time.
That's what I was worried about.
Wait,
And
the 3 floors? Each floor has door next to door. Like, what's the number of doors?
make Floaty make an intelligence check
Loti isn't too smart. Yep.
or maths.
Loti's not good at math.
You hear Floaty start counting after you mention that you want to know how many doors there are.
Please tell me he does this internally and not like
No, it's out loud.
broadcast industries.
Like not
Float-
out loud to
Okay.
the whole place. It's to you, only
Okay,
to
thank
you.
God. Oh my God, out loud.
And then he stops at 15, and then sort of goes, wait, is this the house that I counted the first time? Or
Are you still
1,
in the same
2,
house?
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Takes a while.
While this is happening, Valerius just mumbles to Wendigo that he needs to upgrade Floaty's memory capacitors and install a better processor.
Okay, on the boots thing, is there actually a trail left, or do they leave their boots somewhere else?
Yeah.
With Floaty looking around and doing his counting, you ask the question, and Floaty again gets distracted from counting and says, well, looks pretty clean.
Hmm.
Also,
They
Uh,
probably would leave their boots at the main entrance, then bring it all the way to the rooms.
yeah, that's fair.
like, surprisingly clean.
Wait, what do you mean surprisingly clean? Is it
I
like
don't know,
spotless?
I'm a floaty.
Face palm?
Surprisingly clean could mean it's just like the lady cleans it, whether or not
Yeah.
people or not.
Floaty, when the lady closed the doors earlier, did you see which room she went into?
Oh, she's still outside.
Wait, what? She's outside still?
Yeah, she's next to the fire. She's putting her hands against the fire, warming it up. She looks really old.
Is there
Oh,
anyone
there's
else next to the
Oh,
fire?
so she's with
there's
the
a short
soldiers.
there's a short guy coming out. Oh, he's also really old. They're having a conversation. You still want me to count the doors?
Uh, you know what? Screw the doors for a second. Fly a bit closer so you can at least hear the conversation and relay back what they're talking about.
Okay. Do you have floaty settle anywhere and turn on the recording device so you can listen in?
First, or just like having like spider on the wall or something. It's like, okay, now turn on audio and visual.
You don't know where floaty sits down, but the audio comes on because you cannot have both at the same time.
That's fine. Audio then.
You hear a old lady voice and an old male voice. It's so nice that they come in here every time. You know, we wouldn't be able to survive. But I don't know how long this can last. I understand. Eventually, we're going to have the younger ones move out. There's nothing left. Seems selfish of us. I know. Some of them lack gumption. When we were younger, that was not the case. To be young again. Anyway, the guards outside, again, very disinterested in coming inside. Seems like they have their own thing. Maybe they're just shy. Whatever it is. As long as we keep getting aid. What was it they're helping us with? I don't remember. I've lost track. One of the younger ones would be able to remember. And then you hear blowing into the hands.
Okay.
I guess it's time to head to bed. Tomorrow is another day and an endless number of days. Who will take over after us? And the sound of the voices sort of trail further and further away from Floaty, you guess.
I'm gonna tap my headset and tell Floaty to cease audio transmission and then follow behind slightly so we can see which rooms they go into if they're separate.
Oh, okay. They're separate. Which one? The lady or the dude?
Doesn't matter. Just like, are they nearby each other or
Yeah, it's kind of like next door.
wait? What would you say? Next door?
Yeah.
Okay. We've determined that old lady and old man lives in separate rooms. In relation to the main door, where is this? Two rooms?
Uh, well, the main door that she closed. And then you hear Floaty calculating. It's that 11 o'clock to the main door?
So it's not too far away.
He shakes, proverbially shakes
Jeez.
his head.
Okay. Floaty, fly along the circle and try to hear if you can hear any conversations going on. so we can
Okay.
try to determine which rooms are occupied or not.
Make me a perception roll for each floor.
Okay. This for floor number 1. Uno, dos, and
20.
tres.
Okay,
Oh
very
fuck! The
good.
last one is like, god damn it.
The first floor, you hear mumbles of conversation between a family unit, maybe. A gruff voice lamenting to a lighter voice. Wait, you don't hear this. No.
Yeah.
Floaty
hears
tells
this.
you.
Yeah.
So, one guy is telling his wife, I assume, that they should leave because there's nothing here. And then the wife is saying, I assume that they can't leave because they're gonna die. They don't have the clothes and they don't have the rations. And the guy's like, but if we stay here, we're gonna die anyway. And the wife, I assume, is sort of making like a sad noise. And then I just move on. And then, several minutes after,
Sad too.
Oh.
he moves on to the second floor.
Hmm.
There's like two kids. One's complaining mostly about not having more toys. And then
Okay.
and then another one is saying to relax and just deal with
Build toys.
it. And that the kid wants to just sleep. And then the little kid's like, hey, why don't we join the army? And then the other kid's like, we could. We'll ask the soldiers tomorrow.
Wait, Floaty, hold on. When you say kids, do you mean like below 10 or above 10?
I don't know, they both sound kind of squeaky. Like me.
God damn.
I'll look over at Wendigo and I'll ask him, hey, when Arrow was telling us about his family, right? Did he mention how old the kids were when he left them 7 years ago?
I imagine they'll be young adults now.
So obviously they won't have squeaky voice, yes?
They were like
Mhm.
9 and 11 or something.
I don't think 16-year-olds have squeaky voices.
Oh, you'd be surprised. I'll tap my headset and say, all right, Floaty, carry on, please.
Okay. Then,
No, wait, no, they're not, because they wouldn't be complaining about toys at 16.
Yeah, that's fair.
eventually you hear Floaty again. Sir?
What's up?
I shouldn't be privy to this. There's a lot of noises. I think
What?
I'm uncomfortable. And then nothing.
I'm
Like
so confused.
uncomfortable
Wait,
noises.
wait, hold on. Floaty, what are you listening
Noises
to?
that them uncomfortable.
Mating, probably.
I'll glance slightly over at Wendigo and look back at Floaty. It's like I'm gonna like whisper into my headset. Is it the sound that me and Aaron make whenever you're in our room?
La la.
Carry on, please.
That's what you get from all three floors.
Okay, swing
then
back around to the
eventually-
first floor.
Floaty lands. You want me to turn on the video?
Not yet. Please go towards the room where you were hearing the couple having the argument.
Okay. You want me to go inside?
Is there a way for you to go in?
I can try. Make me a perception check for Floaty.
Please don't smash yourself against a wall or something. That'd be horrible. Oh fuck.
6.
There's a lower roll than before.
It's kind of a really, really, really small hole. I can squeeze through it, I guess.
Okay, try. But if you get stuck, just get out of there, okay? Don't force yourself in and get even more stuck, please.
Okay. Make me a strength check.
You're making Floaty
Ooh.
this tiny insect with -3 strength stuff check, but okay. Uh, what's this for, if I may ask? To just squeeze himself through?
Wait. From what you told Floaty to do, it's the strength check.
Okay. Hopefully this is higher than before. Oh no.
Okay, that's actually good, because
Okay.
Floaty
Didn't
tells
get
you,
very far.
I tried.
Hmm.
I can't really get it.
Okay, hold on. Just stick your head into the hole and give me a visual.
What's happening?
Out of character, that's what she
We're
said.
I'll look over back at when I go and tell him that I'm getting Floaty to circle back to the first floor and have visual on the couple that was bickering. The other
Is
two
this
floors that
important?
sorry?
Is this important?
It could be the people we're looking for. I've ruled out the second and third floor as people we're not looking for.
That's the ones you've heard. Other houses?
We haven't left this area yet, so I'm verifying this first before heading to the other houses.
I should take a look.
You sure?
Is the cloak of elven kind available?
Is available, yes.
Okay, Wendigo will take that.
Mm.
Not much happening otherwise.
Alright. I'll keep surveillance and have Floaty bump into you if something urgent comes up.
What am I doing?
Oh yeah, Floaty. Stick your head into the hole and give me a visual so I can see what you're looking at.
Okay. Eventually you see a visual of the floor. It's dark.
Well, obviously Floaty's not too smart. I need to fix that, but Floaty, take your head back out and tell me if there's any other way for you to get into that room. Like have a look around. If you can, fly outside and see if there's any way to squeeze in through from there as well.
Okay.
Wait, hold on. Before you fly off, describe to me what the walls look like. There's no windows or anything, right?
There are windows outside, but they're shut. And you think the glass might be double or triple glazed.
Yes.
Like, these are not openable windows.
No, that's fine. I wasn't looking to get inside. I just want to see the people inside. Do they have curtains?
Oh,
Important question.
yes. You could not, from where you sat, and
Mhm.
even if it's floaty to have a look, you can't really see inside.
Well, if Floaty can't see from inside, then I guess you have to try and see if any of the windows are open, I guess. Not open per se, like they're not covered up by curtains. So I'm assuming
Make me
perception.
3 perception checks for every floor.
Alright, I'm gonna
By
spam
this
two
time,
different.
floaty is no longer invisible, but it's dark, so
I'm gonna say the first one's for floor 1, and then floor 2, floor 3.
okay. Floor 1, there is a window with like nothing covering it. It is dark. You can see inside. Floaty at this point lands at every window that he can see through and sort of gives you a visual.
Okay,
The window with no coverings have nobody inside.
makes sense.
But you do see one or two rooms on the floor 1 and floor 3. with like candlelight. You can tell it's candlelight because it flickers every so often.
Okay.
And this is from Floaty giving you like a 1 minute live feed.
Okay. Uh, I'm assuming that the curtains for the flickering lights uh are still pulled over. But the question is, right? Is it pulled over in such a way that even Floaty can't like angle himself at a corner and try to peek inside?
Yep.
Unfortunate. Okay.
I mean, they're what you can tell from Floaty's broadcast is these aren't fancy curtains. They're probably burlap sacks that
Oh.
have been used to cover windows. Like if you hang a burlap sack over a piece of wood.
Okay. Well, this is the bus for now. So I guess Floaty is now gonna go investigate the chimneys and pray there is no fire.
There's less chimneys in the central area and more a singular bonfire in the middle.
Hmm.
They
I
probably
mean,
have a system of warming through each and every house.
oh no, I wasn't referring to the Hakka house. I was referring to the outer lying
Oh,
houses.
the outer line.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, yeah.
make me another. Make me a perception check. Yes.
Just one for me or
Yeah,
Floaty.
because we're doing one by one for Floaty.
Okay, let's go. 16.
And then you hear Floaty sort of say, I don't know if you can see it. It's on the left side. Oh, God.
Okay. Good luck. Don't burn yourself.
Oh, it's very hot. Uh, make me dexterity saving throw.
Oh boy, this is not gonna end. Whoa. 13.
13. Okay. Make me a stealth check.
Stealth check. Okay, that's the wrong character sheet. This one done. Oh,
Okay. I made it through. I don't think I made a noise.
that's good. That's good. What do you see?
He alights on an object and then gives you a feed. What you see, obviously tinted green, is
Mhm.
four sleeping bodies,
Okay.
two on top of a bed, adult. Um, Next to that bed on the floor is a very fuzzy, sort of super fluffy rug type thing with a small child. Make me a perception check, Valerius, not Floaty.
Valerius. Okay. Don't fail me now, Valerius. 16.
You think it's a girl child? You're not sure because of the covers. And then as the video pans to the right, you see a lankier, taller body. This one closer to the fireplace. You see the fireplace finally, what Floaty went through. It's
Okay.
it's about rice cooker sized,
Oh, that
and
kind of
inside,
fireplace.
and there's very thin grills, sort of stopping the fire from coming out, and you sort of wonder how Floaty managed to not get squished or get set on fire.
Oh,
And
not unfortunate.
you sort of see the chimney is actually one very long metal tube that extends to the roof.
Hmm.
But yeah, there's a lankier body, but this one is covered in blankets, sleeping
Is
against
it
the
possible to
wall.
is it possible to see their faces?
You could try.
All right, Floaty, maneuver so that you can see their faces, please. Wait, you said there were 4 people. The other 2 are on the beds, right?
Yeah.
Let's look at the adults first, please.
Okay. Um, the video feed cuts off and eventually comes back on, and you see two people sort of lying in bed. The man is sort of hugging a woman from behind, sort of sharing warmth, so to speak. Very serene.
Does
You
the
you
Yep.
also are able to see the confirmed little girl.
Mm.
At least you think so. Like very, very feminine looking, but you have no view of the other person.
Do any of these people bear resemblance to Errol?
Make me
Or do they match
did you
description?
share, yeah, did you share the description? Did you write it down with Valer? I would say Valerius would remember, right? You know, he's a scout.
V- Valerius did, because he actually did also ask like what his family looks like so he
Okay.
can track them out. So, perception check, I guess, or no memory?
Nah, no check.
No check.
Tell
Okay.
me what you're looking for.
Oh, okay. First and foremost, facial structure. Second of all, any like identifying marks that perhaps Era would have told us, like, oh, maybe mother has like a birthmark on, not mother, like aunt has a birthmark on his cheek, on her cheek or something. Kids have what kind of hairs, not what kind of hair, so what color of hair, short or long if he remembers. Uh, General description of them at the time 7 years ago, and then Valerius just like from there aged them 7 years because that's how long he's not been there for. Then go from there, lor.
Okay, from the black and white feed, the hair seems to be sort of on the gray side,
Mm-hmm.
but otherwise they kind of look like the persons in question.
Okay,
Um,
Valerius. Yeah.
from the girl, though, you really can't tell.
How old does this child seem to be? Is it possible to tell?
Make me a wisdom check.
Valerius, right?
Yes,
Okay.
not Floaty. You're watching through Floaty.
Valerius does not have good wisdom, apparently.
8. Could be 9, could be 12.
When Errol mentioned about the children when Valerius was talking to him, he mentioned that they were young, right? Like below 5?
The girl, yes. The boy was older.
Valerius is gonna hold his tablet and just hold two buttons to take a screenshot and just save it to the cloud so he can show when they go later.
Okay.
And
When you take a screenshot, you hear in your head click.
oh, cool. All right, I'm gonna flag this down with a star with possible targets located and have him fly out to the next chimney.
Okay. The next chimney, same spiel. Let's go.
Okay, let's do this. 17
Okay, good. It's fine. It's fine.
and 24 for stealth. Holy shit.
Better. Because what happens is this is from Floaty's perspective.
Yeah.
So he dives into the chimney hole and then miscalculates the depth and almost hits the wall. And you know that if he hits the wall, there's going to be like bang, 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 bang. But he manages to angle so it just skids. So it's instead of a bang, it's a.
Okay.
And then
thank
he
God.
adjusts and expertly flies through and away from the fire through the gate. And then alights on another space.
Visual feed.
The green tinted feed comes up again. This time it's a image of a sleeping woman curled up in a fetal position under too many blankets in front of the fireplace.
Only one individual in this house?
Yep.
Okay, probably not the person we were looking for, but let me look at the face regardless.
It's not difficult to do, but Floaty does have to alight in front of her because she has the back turned away. And she's sort of keeping really warm in front of the fireplace.
Super close up shot it
Yep.
is then.
Floaty looks and you see it's like a tiny woman. You see a pointed ear sticking out of earmuffs, which she adjusts. So it's very small, this body, but the face is very weathered. And you see like a cold sore on the upper lip.
This person looks like Ira? No?
No.
Okay, out we go.
Okay, make me check for the last house.
Let's go. Oh shit. Um. Okay, not too bad, I
Okay,
guess.
okay. Uh Floaty flies in. It's like that scene in Star Wars where Luke is about to destroy the
Lord,
Death Star.
Oh god, okay.
But instead of shooting the laser, Floaty shoots himself
What?
into the fire
Oh,
because of a
no.
miscalculation. But it's not that terrible. Give Floaty. Let me do a roll.
Floaty doesn't have
Perhaps the
much health.
embers will break his
It's not
fall.
that many. It's just one turn of being on fire. Relax.
D6, okay.
Floaty.
Cool.
Oh wow. Okay, thanks. 6 points of damage.
See, I thought. Anyway. Alright.
But because of how Floaty landed in the ashes of the fire, he
Embers
managed
broke his
to.
fall.
So he managed to sort of wiggle out with the ash as extra lubrication.
Okay. Cool. The ash becomes lube. Sure. How many people are in his house before I tell him to give me video feed?
Um, first of all, ow.
Are you okay? I'll fix you up later. I'll fix you up later. I'll kiss your boo boos later. Just tell me how many people are in the house at the moment, please.
One, two, three, four, five. Five. Unless one
Five?
person has two heads. I don't think so.
What? Wait, what? Hold on.
Unless one person has two heads, it's five.
Visual, please.
Floaty alights on top of the fireplace where he got singed
Uh-huh.
and gives you a visual feed of just a cluster of people bundled together.
Are they on beds? Yes, no?
No, this is on floor. It looks very comfy. The fire is also bigger.
Which makes sense.
This is a slightly bigger house, which is probably why they didn't leave.
Facial recognition time.
You fly around. Make me. Actually, no, you don't fly around. I'm guessing
Closely.
you zoom, enhance.
Yes, zoom. Enhance as many times as I
because
fucking need to.
they're in a cluster, it's easy for you to stay in position to zoom and enhance. You go through every face. Make me a perception check.
Okay. 21.
Okay. Two of them kind of look like the people who are adults that you're looking for.
What about the other 3 people? What are their profiles?
There
Children?
are 2 children. You think the younger ones could be You don't know what age. They're young. Um, but they sort of look the same.
And this is a problem.
And then you see a slightly older than them aged kid. Maybe a girl. You're not
Out of
sure. Slightly older.
okay. Out of game, guys. We're looking for 4 people or five.
4.
4, right? Okay.
Yeah.
So chances of probability, since there's 5 people here, these are not the people we're looking for. But
No, no, no,
still,
no, no. They they won't be in the same location.
you sure?
Yes,
Not necessary.
That's
because
true.
because the young people could live separately from the old people.
All right. In any case, then screenshot law. Then
Mm.
get whatever angle I can on the other remaining 3 people. Screenshot and then fly out law.
Okay,
Okay.
because let's recap what you saw. Like you're the one that asked Iral the most.
Mm.
So the two old people in the first house kind of look like the uncle and aunt, is it?
Do they? They don't, right? DM.
They resemble. The hair is a bit lighter.
And two of them in this last house. What was it that the DM said again? Two of them look like adults, or we're looking
They're
for.
definitely adults.
Hmm.
Um, they have the facial features, but it's not exactly what you're looking for. Like the man has more of a bulbous nose.
Oh,
How old are these two adults, roughly?
Uh, Valerius can make a wisdom check.
time to pump in some wisdom after this. 15.
Dean.
It's a wise miss.
Both sets look like they're about the right age. That was explained by Iral.
Ah, okay. This is after taking into account how many years it's been, right?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Okay, so to clarify, DM, as in the last house has two adults of what age roughly?
Um, same-ish age. You think late 30s?
Late 30s. And the elder, the other two were old, is it?
No, also late 30s. They're the same age. Like the same age group as Valerius would be able to tell you.
Okay, so as in we have four people there in their 30s.
That
Yeah.
you have seen? Yes.
Four people in 30s. Let me see. Iral did tell us he had. I mean, okay. Let me just look back at the notes again.
According to Errol, right, DM, how old is the parents supposed to be?
Iral wouldn't have given you a number because he
I mean,
wasn't
like,
sure.
How old did Iral see?
yeah.
Iral seemed in his early 20s.
Okay, so late 30s is still possible.
Yes.
Yeah.
Valerius, make me like a straight wisdom check with advantage for
Okay.
comparison's sake.
Spamming 17.
Okay. You deduce that possibly the first pair may be Iral's family.
Can that
Okay.
this is probably another family?
Yeah.
And you just became a pervert stalker camera
Oh,
to several
jeez.
houses.
Oh, jeez. But, oh, jeez, Rick. Oh, jeez, man. But anyway, yeah.
Oh,
I'm a,
jeez, Rick.
I'm a, I'm a GTFO out of here. Oh, where is Wendy in all this, by the way?
Next to
Has
you.
he? Oh,
Wait,
I thought he went down.
Wendy's supposed to go down, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Because like the things did not seem to be working out, so Wendy would have gone down, climbed down.
Okay.
Is Wendy still visible to me at the moment? Can I just like
It's
look down the sheer
it's
cliff and
long.
just see like,
You can see him until he reaches about more than 60 feet away. Then you see nothing.
okay, that's fine.
Because Wendy doesn't have a light source.
Yeah, and somehow he's got the cloak of a kind.
Hmm.
Yep. The only
Uh,
reason why you hear him sort of land on the ground is because you were actively listening to the sounds of claws punching into the walls a la gargoyles.
Okay, the question is right now, right? Does Floaty do all this reconnaissance before Wendy leaves out of line of sight? Cause I gotta tell him about this.
I'm gonna say that
I
Wendy
think
has
Wendy
left
left while you were still inside the
the Haka
house.
house. Yeah.
Yep. Okay. Well, looks like I gotta wait until he comes back then. I'll just have Floaty like go back to one of the higher vantage points inside Rock Hollow and just perch there and just maintain watch and count how many people again.
Where is Floaty? Sorry.
Floaty's gonna fly out of this house and stop being a pervert and just like, okay, in your opinion, DM, inside Rock Hollow itself, right? Which house or place has the highest vantage point?
The Haka house.
Okay, park on Haka House and look around.
Okay.
Now I gotta wait for
Floaty's just
Wendy.
chilling. Are you having Floaty on video mode? On CCTV mode?
Uh, no, there's not really much point in having him stationary. I'm gonna have him like every hour or so, just like walk around the edge of the roof of the Haka house so he can have like full view.
Okay. So he's pretty much every guard NPC in Far Cry
What's that?
series.
Pretty much, yes.
Wendigo,
Well,
you make your way down to the ground. You no longer see your buddy up top. The cliff is too sheer.
Mhm.
You can make do with knowing what's around you within 60 feet. What's your dark vision?
60 feet.
Yeah. Within 60 feet, you can gauge roughly the direction you're going to, and eventually you reach the periphery of the first house within your vision.
Okay. Wendigo is going to try and use the. Okay, so I can move him onto the map, right?
Yes, I'm gonna make you real small, see? And then
Okay. Okay. Uh,
teeny tiny potato.
all right.
Can you even move the thing? Should I make it bigger?
Yeah, I can move it. So, well, the first thing is he'll avoid the fire area and investigate the houses with smoking chimneys. So he'll sneak up to them, and the plan is to try to open the door a little bit, like just peek in, open the door sliver and peek in.
Okay. Make me a okay. How long are you peeking for? Like, what is the duration in which you leave the door open?
He's going to peek, confirm a head count, and peek, confirm a head count, and close the door after that.
Okay, make me a stealth check first, and then a dexterity check to see if you can do it fast enough.
Mhm. So this, that's 10. Oh wow, the rolls are terrible. And dexterity.
Okay. You unfortunately managed to scrape a little of the door, but you pause before you open the door, listening in.
Hmm.
You don't hear sounds of stirring, so you decide this would be the perfect moment for you to crack open the door. You do a head count, and then you immediately close the door.
Mm-hmm.
You
Okay.
assume that this You assume, given the amount of time you left the door open, that
Mhm.
you saw a bundle of people, but you could not really gauge how many. That was a mass of people on the floor.
Okay.
But just as you close the door, you hear stirring,
Mhm.
and you hear somebody complain about a draft. And then another person saying, "Go to sleep. There's no draft. We closed everything." And
What
then
do
you
the two
hear,
sound like? Oh wait, keep going, keep going.
you hear that person assumedly ignore the other person's voice. The person that said "go to sleep" is more feminine. Um, the person that woke up to sort of tell everybody that there's a draft and disturbed the sleeping pile, is a younger feminine voice. And then you hear movement, and you hear footsteps going towards the window, or you assume to be window, and then slowly come towards the door. And then,
Wendigo will retreat before that happens.
okay, you hear the door sort of be pulled closer shut.
Hmm.
And then you sort of squint in an attempt to listen harder, but you don't hear the footsteps anymore.
Okay, that's the first one. He'll go to the next chimney house, whichever that was. Is it this one?
I'm gonna say, I'm gonna put dots. Chimney, chimney, and chimney.
That dot is tiny.
Yes. But so are you, my friend.
Mm-hmm. All right, chimney house number 2, same thing.
Make me another stealth and dexterity. Oh, oh. Okay.
It'll be advantage if the cloak of Elvenkind applies.
Okay, 25. Dexterity is still 12. You successfully open the door. And quietly, but you don't close it fast enough to stop cold air from entering. You also feel a blast of warm air hit your face, and it's very comforting considering you've been outside for such a long time. And immediately, as the blast of hot air hits your face, you see the body of this small-ish woman sit up straight and look to the door.
Well, he will let the door shut with the wind and retreat.
As you retreat, you hear, "Hello? I'm not tasty. I'm real bony. And I think I'm sick." And then silence for a while before you hear dun 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 dun. And then a really tight pull against the door.
Like, they look like she saw him or what?
Make me a perception check.
Hmm. Oh my god.
You're not sure, but you can tell that she was spooked.
Hmm.
You don't hear anything else from that house.
Okay, going around the houses, is there anything in common they have? They're just a single story house, no base, no cellar or anything.
Nope. Single story, very squalid. Um, very solid wooden houses. You assume that they've been maintained to keep out the cold as well. Thick walls, you think. From what you saw of the inside with the embers, you saw the fireplace, very very small, just enough. As a unit of houses, it's not much to look at. In the heyday, maybe it would have been decorated, but now it's just slowly falling into disarray, becoming more and more rotten. Patches of mud covering holes.
Okay, then Wendigo considers this and will look to the donut in the middle.
Okay.
So it's closed from the main entrance, but he can climb in from the top, right?
It's going to be quite noisy. You can try.
No.
You'll need a few stealth checks at disadvantage, so roll normally, because you're going to have to really bury your claws in to climb up. It's a smooth wall outside. That's the problem. So there's no ledges for you to sort of grab to.
Which way is the main entrance facing?
The main entrance would be over here, in front.
Is this building here blocking it from the guard post?
That is the square, so it's flat.
No.
Just put door. Door.
What's the distance like from here to the outpost?
Quite far. I would say 300 feet.
300.
Yep.
And it's out of sight of the fire, right?
Yes, you won't be able to see it actually.
Okay. So it's better for he will from here instead like sneak along this side.
There are two guards here.
What? When?
Forever.
Oh, I thought they were this one. Did I
No,
get?
they're sleeping at the square with the horse carts.
Oh,
It's
okay.
it's what the lady inside was waving to.
Oh, okay, that makes more sense now. No, the horse detection alarm is there. That's terrible. Let me just look at this. Okay, he'll give the last house a try. The last house with the chimney.
Okay. Same rigmarole. Stealth check and then dexterity.
Stealth. Oh, thank
Okay,
goodness.
very good. Because this house is as it is, you don't. You guess from what Valerius has. No, Valerius did not tell you this. You learning from your mistakes from the last two houses, you finesse the door. Make me a perception check with disadvantage.
Should I inspiration this?
I mean, I tell you, it's okay.
No. Nah, no point, because disadvantage will roll disadvantage anyway.
Yeah.
So we'll keep that.
Um, you quickly glance around. At first, you saw bed, floor, but you didn't really have a chance to sort of turn your head away towards any other spot. Also, the embers of the fire were getting really low. And you close the door.
Hmm.
So 3 people, maybe?
Okay. So he knows that there's 3 and 1 and many,
Mm-hmm.
and he will retreat back to the slope to join back with Valerius.
Yeah. I
Because
would also say that because of who you are and your hunting instinct, aside from the lady who explained to you that she is not tasty,
Mhm.
there's no sense of fear. They're sleeping quite soundly.
Hmm.
Take of that what you will.
Hmm.
Okay, you get back to the wall, you climb it.
Because 3 stealth checks at straight rolls a bit too risky.
That's fair. That is fair.
Hmm.
Eventually you make it up to Valerius. Uh, Valerius, make a perception check to not pee your pants.
What did he roll for his stealth check? I have passive perception of 18. If that makes any difference, 28.
Okay, that's fine. Because at this distance, I don't think Wendigo is stealthing as much because it's far away, and you know he climbed down one way. He might as well climb up the same way.
Oh, Wendy is so small.
Um, it's it's more while listening to Floaty, you also hear the sound
Scratching.
of the rock face being assaulted again.
Oh, okay. So, okay, he's back. Cool. Valerius will put down whatever stuff he was doing and pulls out a tablet to show him the screenshots he took. Once he's get
Farid
up.
Farid is just watching this happen. Like he is maybe about 10 feet away from you and he sees your tablet light up
Mhm.
and he is intrigued.
It's been lit for like almost the entire time here. If he only got interested now, I don't know what to
No,
say.
he's been interested for a while, but now, you know,
Oh,
nobody is
okay.
asking him questions.
Got
He's
it.
not
Got
being
it.
barraged by random things. He's just watching.
Right.
This is when you realize that okay, Farid is very, very perceptive.
It's like, okay, interesting. Is when they go back up.
Yes.
Okay. Welcome back. How'd it go?
Drafty.
I can see that.
Many, 1, 3
Hmm.
outliers.
The center house, I couldn't find any information useful. All the ways in were blocked off and there was no direct line of sight in. However, I managed to get some information for the outlying houses, and Valerius showed a tablet and the screenshots. It's like this pair was founded here, X insert place where Floaty was floating just now. And I'll just ask him, don't these people bear a striking resemblance to Arrow to you?
I would
Here's
know if
here's
I were to bite them.
What'd you say?
he would know if he were to bite them. If you didn't have an inspiration point, you get one now.
Valerius just like, okay. Well, Valerius
I
will
mean,
continue on.
Wendigo didn't have enough time to sniff any of them, did he?
Hmm.
Oh,
No,
okay, okay, okay.
it was too fast because you knew that if you had the door open for too long, they'll all wake up because it's cold.
Hmm.
But in any case, Valerius will tell him that, like, this is
Okay.
probably the house we need to go to rescue them. Numbers match, descriptions more or less look the same, age wise as well. I think this is our
Here's
best
the
chance.
thing. For
Yeah.
Valerius, they Iral doesn't look like them.
Well,
There's not a strong resemblance.
Okay. But Iral was adopted, right?
wait, what? He
So
was adopted?
You
no,
don't know that he'd never said anything. He just mentioned that this is his uncle and aunt and
Yeah.
Yeah.
his the younger kids.
Hmm.
But he didn't mention anything other than that.
Because he- I don't think I think going by Iral's description of his uncle and aunt is more important in looking for resemblances to himself.
But
Because he
yeah,
might not have been, he might have siblings that he never talked about.
that's fair. But according to what he's said so far, right, DM,
Mm.
of the
Mm-hmm.
two screenshots I took, does the first or second one resemble the description more?
The first one definitely.
Can Wendigo help cross-check with him?
Oh yeah, for
Sure.
sure. Like
I'll show you the
this
first one
is
first.
not even a question with the number of bodies. Wendigo, you will have a problem with the first house given that you only saw 3 out of 4.
Hmm.
But once it's confirmed, the older people do look the part more than the one with the bulbous nose and like the 4 other people.
Mm.
Okay, so the house with okay, so the house with the 3 out of 4. Okay, so the house with many is the correct house, and the one with 3 is not, is it?
The house with many is the wrong house. The
Oh.
one with 3 is the correct house.
Okay.
It's the first one Floaty went into.
Okay. Okay, the first house saw 3. There's 3 people out of 4. Oh, okay, Wendigo only saw 3.
Mm-hmm.
But
Mm.
there's actually a 4th one.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that makes sense. I think it's a bit late now, but maybe we need to discuss whether or not we try a break and when.
Mm.
I will say though that it's very late now. You may start your long rest,
Mm.
but if you want to wake at dawn, you will not get that long rest. So you're gonna have to like sleep in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Wendigo is willing to sleep in, but if people wake him up, if they wake him up for something important, he will sacrifice the long rest.
Okay. This is for everyone there, including Farid.
Mm. Gotcha. Well,
Every hour you get a ping from Floaty saying, "The top of the hour, I think.
top
Everybody's
of the
asleep."
hour. I'll tell him like, all right, this is good for now, but later, don't wake me up while I'm sleeping. I would like to get long rest, please, and thank you.
Oh, okay.
All right, cool. Anyway, I'll
See,
turn over to Wendigo. Is there anything else you'd like to discuss? Okay.
Wendigo, I'm trying to look for the record for this one,
Oh, okay.
because there is something he wants to ask Valerius.
Okay.
These soldiers, you like them?
Do you mean there's a corpus or? the pillar
He
ground, so forth.
motions towards the village.
I don't know them personally, so I can't say I like them.
You're friends with one.
I'm friends with one, definitely. Doesn't look like he's here though. If you're asking whether my commitment to, well, if the worst comes to worst, I'm not jeopardizing the mission for this.
No, no. Your friend got invitation.
Yes.
You trust.
Valerius takes a deep breath and he ponders about it for a moment. He thinks about all the scenarios that are likely to play out. Could this be a trap? Could this be actually genuine? Or is this a way for us couples to get eyes on us? Eventually, he settles on giving an affirmative grunt.
Had information, bro. Mm, there is Tosura, Basu, daughter of Prime Matron.
Yes.
Three other children. Tosura has twin sister, gone in hiding. Youngest brother, younger sister, not much know.
Mm-hmm. What are you suggesting?
He scratches a scruff his neck and thinks, could there be second General Basu?
Valerius thinks about it for a moment. So what? Okay, out of game, Wendigo is basically implying that there could be like one of the other siblings of Basul could also be a general, or he's asking about a duplicate.
I think body double or like
I think
person.
this is something Wendigo
Yeah,
should answer.
yeah, I'm asking like Mike here.
Mm.
Mike, does Wendy mean that in the terms that another one of Basul's siblings could be another General Basul, or are you referring to that it
No,
might be two
he's
people
thinking.
playing one role? I'm
Mm,
so-
well, I mean, he doesn't know the military hierarchy, but he wonders if there isn't some kind of a switch in between or something.
Well, as you ask this, Valerius ponders for a moment and he replies back that he can't say for sure. It is entirely possible that they could have done a switch, but at this point, it will be a bit hard because even if people are perfect twins, it's a bit hard to get their mannerisms down completely to a T. And since these are military personnel, I highly doubt they are like one of your other employees.
He says, Organa, Prime Matron, Kai. He makes a little claw motion.
Mm-hmm.
Pictures, children adopt. Daughter Tosra, successful. Good picture. Your friend trusts. You trust. Is all fake or not other Basul?
Valerius takes a very deep breath. Okay, I'm just collecting my thoughts here real quick. Basically, what Wendigo is concerned about is that whether the people that me, Morgana, have connections to, do they really trust that this is the actual General Basul?
Well, I mean, obviously PR is a thing that exists, but
Mm-hmm.
from what Morgana understands for the Prime Matron and what your friend understands of Tozra,
Mm.
like for them to be involved so deeply in all this stuff would be, I mean, what do they gain from doing like stuff that's so possibly detrimental to their reputation and everything? If it's them, like
If that's
the story doesn't match unless there's something else being pulled or something.
well, Valers will speak up if that's the case. That well, Valers will look over and says, "Well, most people will say that blood is thicker than most other things, so they could be doing this out of familial obligation. It's the same for you, isn't it?"
Never mind. Rest now.
Floaty will let us know if anything's afoot. You resting here or you heading back to camp?
Here,
All right,
not as noisy.
that's fair. I'll stay here. And Valerius settles down onto the patch of snow in front of him before taking off his helmet.
Yes, you guys set up the shelter and stuff
Pretty much.
Farid has set up shelter, don't worry.
as well.
Well, Valerius was also setting up the vantage point and all that.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Just literally settling down on the snow.
Yeah, Valerius just like what's the word called prestidigitation himself, warm and just go lies on the snow.
Have a tent. with a
Not just that,
sleeping mat.
Farid has made you guys a little burrow,
Mm.
like a little polar bear burrow that you can sort of go into. It's like a makeshift igloo kind of thing. Keeps in the warmth.
Okay, if he has that, then
Oh, I remember what's his face saying that he wanted igloos.
That what?
Sobesh.
So where's
That
it what
what?
now?
He's good at making igloos.
Igloo.
Well, Morgana's good making tiny huts.
Exactly. But to be fair, Morgana's tiny hut way more comfortable.
Yeah.
Also not as
Morgana,
tiny as you think.
Exactly. It's
Morgana
like
might need to go bathroom or something.
Go figure.
just pee on the floor, prestidigitation it away. Nobody knows.
Ew.
Oh
Mm.
no.
Yeah. So, I guess that's it for tonight then.
Yeah. We will
Yep.
pick it up next week. I'm assuming all of you go to sleep,
yep.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Yeah.
we'll wake up a bit, like an hour or two after sunrise, so some of you can get some sleep.
Full rest. Full rest.
Is
Mm.
plan for the next day like Floaty will basically just spy on what it is they actually do there, and if it's, innocuous enough, we stroll in, or what's the plan?
Well, because it I mean the family that the target objective,
Uh-huh.
they don't seem uncomfortable where they are. Like they weren't the people that were complaining about moving and all that
Yeah,
sort of
yeah,
thing. So we may have to get friendly with them,
yeah.
and yeah, I think this may be the diplomatic portion coming next, and Wendigo will probably stay out of town because someone might have seen him, and his appearance doesn't help diplomacy anyway.
S-
I think
I
best
think one of
chance.
one of the things you could do is sort of hide out nearby in case
Yeah,
some shit goes down.
as in he can
Zoom.
come down the cliff anytime he needs to.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, somewhere with a vantage point. Watch if any sus
Yeah,
is happening.
that works.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Thank you so much for playing. Busk and Morgana, I'm so sorry you guys didn't get like a thing
Okay.
this round.
They're not really much for us to do. This
You just
Yeah,
got
just chilling in the
spying
hut,
mission.
yeah, you got irritated by Sobesh. Well, I would say less irritated, more entertained.
Yes, I think next day, in in an attempt to entertain Sobesh, Bosk might like talk about what she's doing. Oh, look, this is a thing. You add it here and see if that interests him.
Hmm. Okay.
We
I
will
want
Assume
see.
he'll get bored after a while as well.
I just want to
I
talk
mean,
a bit about what I was saying earlier. It's like, okay, the concept that General Basul and Tozura,
Hmm.
of whom like Basul and Tozura already having one foot in both military families and all this,
Yeah.
and if they are embroiled with His Excellency and the Ursa Corpus and all that, like, does it? Okay, so either they have been completely faking the good act to do this sort of thing,
Mm-hmm.
or like someone else is playing something, because like what would the Prime Matron gain from dealing with His Excellency? And what would, like that something doesn't quite add up for me here.
That's what I was like saying just
and with that, thank you so much for watching. They're doing planning and stuff in the background. We will see you guys next week. Bye.